Hi everyone, welcome back to Wildwood Cottage. It's a cold day here today and I thought that I would sit down in front of the fire, in front of the stove. I've got my dinner cooking in the oven. I've put some cauliflower, some pumpkin, some mushrooms and some yellow pepper that was hanging around that needed using up. Oh, and some tomatoes out the greenhouse. So that's in the oven. It's cooking away nicely. It's been in there for about 15 minutes, so I'm thinking it's going to take about an hour, but I just thought I'd jump on and do a quick video for you. So yeah, welcome if you're a new viewer, welcome if this is your first time here. It's lovely to have you here. Welcome to my little corner of the internet where I post vlogs throughout the week showing you what I'm getting up to here and give you some hints and tips on frugal living and how to save a bit of money and do things for free, because I don't like spending money. And this for me is an ideal project because I was wondering what I was going to do with these trousers, and I thought a draft excluder out of each leg, and then maybe I can cut the top up a bit and stitch it back together again and make another one. Now I'm going to do it by hand. I'm not going to use a sewing machine because I want to be able to show you that you can do it if you've got no power. You can do it if you don't have a sewing machine, and it's something that you can do that's quick and easy. You don't even need to know how to sew, because what you can do is just tie the ends together and stuff it with some old clothes if that's all you've got, or newspaper or old cushions, which is what I'm going to use today. Old clothes, as I say, straw, hay, grass, as long as it's dry. Sheep fleece. I've got tons of sheep fleece and I was thinking of stuffing some of that in it, but that would mean being in the garage and being cold, and that kind of defeats the object really. So yeah, it's a nice quick easy project that will be easy to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the trousers. I'll just turn you down and I'll show you what I'm doing. Right, okay, so these are the trousers, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to, where the first tear is, I'm just going to snip them with the scissors. It doesn't have to be neat, doesn't need to be neat. So there's our first one. That's our first one. Now in theory what you could do is you could just tie the top like that. In theory what you could do is you could just tie the tops like that and that would seal them, but I think it's better if you can sew, even if you just sew them by hand and don't use your sewing machine. It's an easy job to do because all you need to do really is just a long running stitch. Now this one's got 2 tears, so I'm going to go with the first one. So just snip them across like that. I've got 2, so I've got one for the front door and one for the porch. It's not quite as long as the first one, but I don't think that matters. Now I've got this left. This is the top part. Now you could wear them as a funky pair of shorts if you want, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try snip them straight through the middle. Now it will be a bit more sewing, but I think it'll be worth it. So we've opened them up. Could make an apron with them, but I want another I want 3 draft excluders. So yeah, what I'm going to do is, this one would be better done on the sewing machine because there's so much sewing to do, but I might just do the other 2 and then I'll whip the other one up on the sewing machine. So cut those odd bits off. They can go inside. Right, so what we've got here is a nice long stretchy piece and then another nice stretchy piece. So we'll get a nice long draft excluder out of that. More scrap. So yeah, I think if we turn it, let's see, that way, that'll be better because we'll get more fabric, I think. Yeah, we'll get a lot more fabric. So that's my 3 draft excluders from 1 pair of leggings. So let's get the needle and cotton out. Now what I'm using for this is some strong button thread because I don't want the stitches to come undone. See if I can focus it for you. I'm recorded upside down still, so forgive me. There we go. Strong button thread. I'm using white. I'm not fussed about the colour, but it's nice and strong, doesn't snap. So I'm going to use a bit of that. And just an ordinary sewing needle. I'm using a slightly longer one. Where are we? And then I won't have to do as many stitches. I'm even going to not use the 2 pieces together. I'm just going to use one and put a knot in one end. And then I'll get a lot more thread. I get a lot more thread out of my yarn, my cotton. Right, so that's that. So next, all you need to do is choose an end. Start with the narrowest end, I think. And then all you want to do is just put your needle in like that. And I'm going to back stitch. Don't know whether any of you know how to back stitch, but you put your needle in, you go back over the stitch you've just done and pull it through. Do it again, pull it back through, behind the cotton, and then pull it up in front of the cotton. And that's all I'm going to do all the way across. Behind the cotton, pull it out in front of the cotton. Behind, in front. Now I find when I'm tacking things, and you don't need to pull the cotton back out, this is just a really good way of making sure you get a good strong stitch, because you can pull the cotton, this cotton, quite tight. You can see how quick it is to do. Just keep pulling your cotton through the needle, so you only end up with one thread going through. So you're saving cotton, because it's a bit more expensive, the strong button thread, but I just prefer to use that for things that need a little bit more hard wearing, and I find that it's just a lot better. Because it's going to be by a door, it's going to get a lot of wear and tear. So that's one side done. Now I'm going to do part of the other side and then put the filling in. We will be turning this inside out. So just finish it, tie it off. I'm going to pull it tight. Just put it through a bit of the fabric and put your needle through. That didn't work very well, did it? Put it through and then pull it up tight. That's it. So that's the first bit done. Take your scissors and cut your thread like that. Right, that's one side done. So now we'll go to the larger side. So I'm not going to sew all the way across, I'm only going to sew halfway on this one. So again, pop your needle in. Do it a bit higher up this time to save the fabric. Good old fashioned make do and mend. Got a book to show you as well that I've just bought. Found it on eBay, I think it was about £3. I'll show you it in a minute. Oh, I'm going a bit too high there on the other side. Just be careful when you put your needle through that you're going below where the fabric is. So I was a bit too high there. Put my glasses on, I can see then, can't I? I can see what I'm doing. The more you learn, the more you do sewing, the quicker you get. And this is such an easy sewing stitch to do as well. I've got the door open now in the kitchen, and I'm letting the heat out into the rest of the house, and you know, it is making a difference. It does feel warmer in the hallway. Right, that's all I'm going to do, I think, on this side, because we're going to turn it inside out now, and we're going to fill it with the old cushion. So I'll tighten that off like that. Cut our thread, and then you take where the hole is, thread it through the right way, and then you've got the denim on the nice side, on the outside. So there's our first seam. So there's our draft excluder. Okay, so I've got this old cushion, didn't know what to do with it. It's not good enough for making a cushion, so for this project it'll be ideal. So just fluff it up. If you are using an old cushion, just pull it apart. Some people don't like doing that. It goes through my husband, he doesn't like it. So poke that in there. Because it's stretchy, you can get my hand in. So push it down. You don't have to completely fill it, but I reckon I'll get 2 out of this cushion. Just enough so that it's going to block all the drafts. In fact, I may even get 3 out of this cushion. There's quite a lot of fibre in there. I'm just making sure that it's got no air gaps in it, because I want it to stand up properly. Yeah, do you know, I think I'm going to get 3 out of this. Just fab. Now this is going to be a bit short on the door, but it's only going to go between the porch and the hallway. I'm going to use the longer one on the outer door. So I'm not too bothered about that really. A little bit more. But yeah, I'm going to get 3 out of this cushion, so that's brilliant. cost me nothing at all because I got the cushion off my mum. So that's that in there. Now I don't want to overfill it because I want the fibre to stretch to the 3. So I'm really pleased with that. There we are. So there's our first one. So what you want to do now is, if you can find your needle, make yourself a nice neat edge on the top and get your cotton again. I've got my needle and cotton again. Put a knot back in the end. Right, all you want to do, shove your needle in. I'm not bothered about how it looks because it's only a draft excluder, so it doesn't have to be neat. And this one, I'm just over sewing the top, like that. Put the needle through and just take it across the top. Doesn't have to be neat, as I say, because it's only a draft excluder. You could make it fancy if you want, add buttons to it and stuff like that, but I haven't got the time and I can't be bothered. I just want it to be practical. So you can see that's been really quick for me. It's taken me about 10 minutes. Getting quite warm sat here. First time I've been warm in this room. We moved in 2 years ago. It's great. Changes the whole room, that log burner. And I'm just waiting for my dinner to cook. As I say, I put a type of a casserole in the casserole dish in the oven. See how long it takes. Right, I'm at the end of that now. I remember making these when I first got married, draft excluders, because we didn't have any central heating back then. And there was drafts all the time coming through the front door. But in the other house we were in, it was a really small house, so we didn't need them. But there you go. That's my first one. So that's going to go on the whole side of the porch. But as I say, if you wanted to, you could just tie the ends with some ribbon if you've got a long enough piece. But I didn't want to waste the fabric. So I've got another 2 to make. Took me about 10 minutes. So yeah, it's used something that was just going to get thrown away. So there's my make do amend segment for you today. Right, so there you go. I hope you found that useful. And I'm going to do a little series, I think, on ways to make your house warmer. Well, a little video, different things that you can do to make your house a bit warmer. In not having to use as much heat. This is a great thing to do because it keeps the outside drafts out. So yeah, I'm going to do my other 2 and get them done today, and then we'll be nice and toasty. So that'll keep all the drafts out, and then now I've opened the door to let the heat out into the rest of the house. What I don't want is all that heat escaping through the front door and through the bathroom. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to do this rest of the afternoon. I'm going to finish off my draft excluders and get that done. I'll show you the book that I bought. Make Do Amend. I've got the Eating for Victory one as well. Cooking for Victory, I think it is. But this is just another book with all the government leaflets in. How to darn holes. How to darn holes and tears. cutting down grown-up clothes for children. Darning fabric. I mean, look at that. That's amazing. How to darn a hole and how to repair a torn buttonhole. How to darn knitted fabric. How to darn stocking ladder. The woman in this is called Mrs. Dreft, I think it was. Let's have a little look. Dreft Darns by Mrs. So-and-so. So, yeah. It goes through quite a lot of stuff about how to look after your fabrics and knitted items, and a guide to woolies with Mrs. So-and-so. There she is. So yeah, it looks like a good little book. It came this morning, so I'm going to have a good little mooch through that, and I'll let you know what it's like when I come back to you next week. So I think that's it for today. That's all I've got to say to you today, so I'm going to sign off now. So if you did enjoy my video, please do like and subscribe. Please do hit the notification bell to get notified when I upload new videos. Click the all option, and then that will let you know when I put new videos up. And do comment in the comments section below as to what you're doing for your make, do, amend, and how you're doing things to save some money. Lovely to talk to you. So I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye for now. Bye.